Hello everyone. So, this is the first lecture of our subject digital system design. So, the basic difference between digital and analog is that if I would have been taking this lecture in a actual classroom and you would have been attending there physically, then the communication, the thing which I have been transmitting, which I am speaking, that would have been conveyed to you in an analog manner, because there is nothing, no system in between. And now this same thing which I am delivering this lecture from a studio, and this thing is now being converted into digital before at the time of transmission, and you are receiving this thing on a digital platform, maybe a TV, maybe a laptop, maybe on some social media channel, social media platform. So, this is the basic difference between analog and digital. So, to start with, so we will be covering the number systems and the conversion between the various number systems. So, the commonly used number systems, we will be going through that first, and then the interconversion between these number systems. So, these are the contents. We will be covering decimal to base B. Base B can be any base which are more practically used, like octal, hexadecimal and your binary, and then base B to decimal, and then octal to binary and hexa to binary, and between octal and hexadecimal. So, these are the possible conversions which we will be covering. So, now coming to the basic details of these number systems. So, there is 4 number system: decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal. These are characterized by their base. So, the base is the number of symbols offered by a number system. So, the decimal number system is offering me 10 symbols, 0 to 9, and similarly this binary is offering me 2 symbols, 0 and 1, and then octal is offering me 8 symbols, 0 to 7, and this hexadecimal is offering me 16 symbols, 0 to 9, and then 10 to 15 are being represented by A to F, 10 being A and 15 being F. So, these are the possible conversions which can be done between these decimal to octal, decimal between decimal binary, decimal hexadecimal, binary hexa. So, any number system can be converted into any other number system using some set of rules. So, coming to these, so now we will be first dealing with the most commonly used number system. So, from our childhood days, we are using this decimal. The person is educated or not, the most commonly used number system is that decimal one. So, we will be dealing with how to convert that decimal number into some not so known formats, which are not so known to the humans, but these are more practically used by the machines. So, binary is the one which is being used by the machines, and octal and hexadecimal are actually used as an interface between the machine and the humans. In for example, in microprocessors, we are using hexadecimal as an interface between the human and the machine. So, converting from decimal to base B. So, let us take a general number in decimal. This is a number d dot d. Now, this d is your integer part, and this small d is your fractional part. Okay. Now, we have 2 separate rules for these integer part and fractional parts, and if I want to convert this decimal number into base B, now base B can be 2 for binary, 8 for octal and 16 for hexadecimal. So, for integer part, the rule position is that we have to divide successively by the base and collect the remainders in the reverse order of the generation. So, when we will be doing it practically, it will be more clear, it will get more clear. And for fractional part, we will be multiplying successively by the base and collect the integer parts of the multiplication results in the same order of the generation. So, if we want to perform these conversions, so we will be using these. Now, d dot d, as per d dot d format, this 25 is now my capital D, and this 0.75 is now my small d, and this 2 is my base B. Okay. So, converting this decimal number into base B, we will be following 2 rules for the integer part capital D and for the fractional part small d. So, for 25 is the integer part. So, if you want to convert this into binary, So, I will be successively dividing it by 2. So, 2 12s are 24 and remainder is 0. Similarly, 2 6 are 12 and remainder is 0. Sorry, here the remainder is 1. We have to correct it. So, here remainder is 1. So, 2 3s are 6, remainder is 0. 2 1s are 2, remainder is 1, and 2 0, remainder is 1. So, if I arrange these remainders in reverse order, so these can be written as 1 1 0 0 1 in binary. Okay. And now for 0.75 we will be successively multiplying by the base. The base is again 2. So, for this 0.75 I will be multiplying it by 2. So, 0.75 into 2, it is 1.50. So, this 1 will be separated out. This will be used for my answer. This 0.50 I will again multiply it by 2. So, 0.50 into 2 becomes 1.00, and again if I again multiply it, then 0.00 into 2, now everything becomes 0. So, either we have to reach a stage where all zeros are there, or we can stop at 3 to 4 decimal places if the multiplication is going on continuously. So, now arranging these integer parts in the same order of their generation. For the integer part, we were collecting the remainders in the reverse order, but for the fractional part we are arranging these integer parts of the multiplication results in the same order of the generation, that is 1 1 0. So, this thing becomes 0.11 and this 0 can be written or not be written. So, if I want to arrange the final answer, so I have to club this one and this to get the final answer. So, the answer will be 11001.11 in binary. So, in this way we can convert a decimal number into a binary number. Similarly, this same thing can be done for octal number. Here we can see now this D, capital D and small d I have retained same 25 and 0.75, and this now B is now updated to 8, that means it is now an octal number. So, the rule is again the same. I will be dividing this 25 continuously by 8. Okay. So, 8 3s are 24, remainder is 1, and 8 0, remainder is 3, and arranging these remainders in reverse order of the generation, I will get 31. So, if I would have been provided only 25 to convert that 25 into octal, this 31 would have been the answer, but I am provided with 25.75. So, for this 0.75 I will be multiplying it by 8. So, this 0.75 into 8 becomes 6.00. Okay. 0.75 into 2 is 1.5 and 1.5 into 4 is 6. So, this if I again continue multiplying, then I will get 0 0 0. So, now arranging these in the same order of the generation, that is 6 0. So, this 0.75 is actually equivalent to your 0.60 in octal. So, if we combine these two results, then I will get the octal equivalent of this 25.75. So, in this way we have converted a decimal number into an octal number. Now, further continuing, to convert this 25.75 into hexadecimal. Now, the base is 16, this B is now 16 and this small d and capital D are retained as 25 and 0.75. So, for this integer part 16 ones are 16 and remainder is 9 and 16 0 and remainder is 1. Arranging these remainders in the reverse order, I will get 19 in hexadecimal. Okay. And for this 0.75 into 16. So, 0.75 into 16 will be 12.00, and we have to remember this thing, that this 12 in hexadecimal will be represented by an alphabetical representation, which is C. So, this 12 is actually C, and again multiplying it by 16 until we are getting all zeros. Now, this 12 has been removed from the multiplication now. So, 0 0 into 16 I will be getting 0 0 0. So, I can stop here and the remainder will be the integer parts generated through multiplication will be C and 0, and if I arrange them in the same order of their generation, then it becomes .C0. Okay. So, the final answer will be 19 point C in hexadecimal. Okay. So, this is the conversion from decimal to binary to octal and to hexadecimal. So, now converting two decimal from other number systems with base B, like in the previous questions we have converted a decimal number into binary, octal and hexa. Now, we will be getting back to decimal from these number systems. To do this, I have written a general structure of a number. Now, these x n minus 1, x 1, x naught, x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus m, these are the bits or digits of that number system in base B. Base B, this base can be 2, 8 or 16. Now, to convert this number from base B into decimal, first of all I will be arranging these bits here and then multiplying these bits by their positional weights. So, if we consider this as the reference point, this fractional point is considered as the reference, anything on the left of it will be arranged in the increasing powers. So, increasing numbers 0, 1, 2 and up to n minus 1. Similarly, here x minus 1, minus 2 up to minus m, that means there are n bits in the integer part and there are m bits in the fractional part. So, when we multiply these bits by their positional weights, so this will be the b naught, b 1 up to b n minus 1 and similarly b minus 1, b minus 2 up to b minus m. Actually, these are the powers. We will be taking into consideration these in the next slide when we will be covering the example. So, now we can convert these numbers back to decimal by using these slides. So, this 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0.11, this will be multiplied by 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 3, 2 raised to power 4, and this will be multiplied with 2 raised to power minus 1, 2 raised to power minus 2. So, ultimately this is 16, this is 8, this is 4, this is 2, this is 1, this is 1 by 2 and this is 1 by 4. So, 1 into 1 will be 1, 0 into 2 0, these are to be added, then this 0 into 4 again 0, this 1 into 8 will be 8 and then in the end 1 into 16 is your 16. Then placing the fractional point at the same position, 1 into 1 by 2 is your 0.25 plus 1 into 1 by 4, sorry 1 into 1 by 2 is your 0.5. So, this is 0.5 and this 1 into 1 by 4 is 0.7, 0.25. So, if all these things are added 16 plus 8 plus 1, that means 25, and 0.5 plus 0.25, this becomes 0.75. So, this becomes my number in decimal. So, I should be getting this number back from the other number systems as well. So, 25.75, this I have done for binary. Now, going for this octal one. So, 31.6. Now, this will be multiplied with 8 raised to power minus 1, this will be multiplied with 8 raised to the power 0, and this will be multiplied with 8 raised to the power 1. So, 8 raised to power 1 into 3 is 24. So, this becomes 24, and 1 into 8 raised to power 0 is equal to 1 plus 6 by 8 is your 0.75. So, adding all these, I again get 25.75 in decimal. Similarly, for this hexadecimal number 19.c, multiplying this c with 16 raised to power minus 1, 9 with 16 raised to power 0, and this 1 with 16 raised to the power 1. So, 16 raised to power 1 into 1 becomes 16 plus 16 raised to power 0 into 9, it becomes 9, and this c is actually equivalent to your 12. So, 12 by 16 plus 12 by 16, which is equivalent to 0.75. So, if I add all these 16 plus 9 plus 0.75, this becomes 25.75. So, in this way we have converted any number system, a number in binary, octal and hexadecimal, back to the decimal number system. So, now coming to the shortcuts for binary to decimal conversion. For this we have to understand that there are these weights which can be used to do these calculations very easily for decimal to binary conversion. Although these rules are only applicable for the integer part only, there are no shortcuts for the fractional part, but this will be of great help while we will be performing the octal and hexadecimal conversions with the binary ones. So, for this shortcuts are we just have to remember these weights, like 2 raised to power 0 is equivalent to 1, 2 raised to power 1 is equivalent to your 2, 2 raised to power 2 is equivalent to your 4. So, these becomes my weights. Now, using these weights I can prepare any number. So, if I want to prepare 5, or we can start in a serial manner. So, if I want to prepare 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So, if I want to prepare 0, that means no weight is required, all zeros. Now, I want to, let us suppose I have to measure in kgs, and these are the weighing scales, weighing units 1, 2 and 4. So, if I want to measure 1 kg, I will be requiring the weight with the unit 1 only. Similarly, for 2, I will be using this 2 only. Now, for measuring 3 kg, I will be using 2 and 1, and for 4, I will be using 4 only. Then for 5, I will be using 4 and 1. For 6, I will be using 4 and 2, and similarly for 7, I will be using 1, 1 and 1. That means, all 3 weights will be required 4, 2 and 1 to prepare 7 or to measure 7 kg. Similarly, I can do this for 4-bit numbers. For 4-bit numbers, weights required will be 4. So, for 4-bit representation, so for 4-bit representation, weights will be 16 will not be required. The weights required will be 8, 4, 2 and 1. 8, 4, 2 and 1. Now, using these weights, the maximum weight that can be measured is 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, that means 15. So, if I want to measure 10 kg using these, then 8 plus 2 will be required, 4 and 1 will not be required. So, in this way we can convert between these numbers using these shortcuts. Now, converting between octal and binary numbers. So, it is very simple to convert an octal number into a binary number. The rule position says the write each octal digit in 3-bit binary equivalent. Okay. So, that means now these shortcuts which we have covered in the previous slide can be used now to perform these conversions. So, this 31.6 is an octal now and I have to convert this into binary. So, I have to just write 3-bit binary equivalent of this 3. So, this will be 0 1 1. For this 1 it will be 0 0 1. For this 6 it will be 1 1 0, and arranging these, now this 0 and this 0 are not required. You can retain them, but there is no need of these extreme zeros on the extreme left or zeros on the extreme right if the number is having both integer and fractional parts. So, when we club these, we can check that it is again coming as 11001.11, which is the correct answer, as this is the same number which we are carrying throughout our topic. So, this is actually equivalent to your 25.75. So, we can verify this as well, that this is equivalent to this in binary and this in decimal. This we have already covered in the previous slides. Similarly, to convert a binary number into octal number, make group of 3 bits on either side of the decimal point, fractional point, and replace these groups by their digit equivalents. So, for this 11001, these 3 bits will be grouped. Now, here we are having a deficient bit, here we are also having a deficient bit. So, I will be using extra 0 on the left to make a bit, make a group of 3 bits, and then this 001 is already a group of 3 bits, and this 11 again I will use an extra 0 to make a group of 3 bits. So, now this is 3, this is 1, and this 110 is your 6. So, the answer becomes 31.6 in octal. So, in this way we can convert a octal number into a binary number and a binary number back to octal by using these 3-bit equivalents of these octal digits. Now, coming to the conversion between the hexadecimal and binary numbers. So, I am provided with a number 19.c. This is the same number which we had generated in the first slide while we were converting 25.75 into hexadecimal. So, again the answer should be 11001.11, but to verify this, the rule position is very simple. Like in the case of octal and binary dealing, we had represented each octal digit by 3-bit binary representation, but in this case we will be representing each hexadecimal digit by 4-bit binary equivalent. So, I need to know the binary equivalents of 0 to f, that means 0 to 9 and 10 to 15, which are being represented by A to F. Okay. So, this 19.c can be converted into binary by individually replacing this 1 in 4 bits will be written as 0001. This 9 will be written as 1001, and this C will be written as 1100. Now, how these are written? I have written this using the shortcut rule 8421. You can check this. If I want to write 1, that means this weight, only the weight with the size 1 will be required, these 3 weights will not be required. That is why I have replaced 1 by 0001. Similarly, 9, for to represent 9 I will be using 8 and 1, 8 plus 1 will make a 9. So, I will be using these 2 weights to measure 9. So, that is why 9 is being represented by 1001. Similarly, this C is actually equivalent to 12. Okay. C is the representation form, but actually its value is 12. So, this 12 if I want to write, then it will require 8 plus 4. So, that is why 1100, that is why I have replaced it this one. So, if I club these bits, so these 3 bits will not be required, these 2 bits will not be required. So, if I take these bits again, I am getting 11001.11. So, I am writing it separately here 11001.11 in binary. So, in this way we have converted a hexadecimal number into binary number. Now, to convert a binary number back to hexadecimal. So, similar to the octal case, now we will be grouping 4 bits and replacing these 4 bits by their hexadecimal equivalent. So, this is a number provided to me, this is the same number which we are using in the which we have generated in the previous case. Now, to cross verify that whether we are getting this 19 point C back from this number, we will be making group of 4 bits. So, these 4 bits can be clubbed. So, here 2 bits are deficient. So, I will be using 2 zeros here, and here also 2 bits are deficient. So, these 4 bits and these 4 bits. So, if I replace these 0011, 0011, sorry 00, there are 3 zeros deficient here. So, 0001 becomes 1 and this 1001, this 1001 thing becomes 9 and this 1100 becomes 12, but 12 is not possible in hexadecimal. So, I will replace this 12 by C. So, ultimately my answer becomes 19 point C in hexadecimal. So, in this way we have converted between hexadecimal and binary numbers. So, now the last set of conversion between the octal and hexadecimal numbers. Now, we have two options, either I can use decimal as an intermediate or I can use binary as an intermediate. There is no direct method to convert octal to hexa and hexa to octal. So, I have to use these two intermediates. So, using decimal will be a bit lengthier ones, because it requires a complete set of rules to be followed, successive division and successive multiplication, but using binary as an intermediate is very easy for me, because it just requires 3-bit or 4-bit representation of those digits. So, we can directly convert this 31.6 octal into hexadecimal, first writing this 31.8 into binary. So, for this I will be writing this 3 0 1 1 into 3 bits, then this writing this 1 in 3 bits 0 0 1, and then this 6 in 3 bits 1 1 0, and there is a fractional point there. Now, if I make group of 4 bits, so here 3 bits are deficient. So, this 0 is not required, 3 bits are there. So, these 3 zeros and here 1 bit is deficient. So, this 0001 is 1 and this 1001 is 9 and this 1100 is C. So, we are getting 19 point C in hexadecimal. Similarly, converting this 19 point C into octal, I can write this 1 is 0001 and then 9 as 1001 and then C as 1100 and making group of 3 bits. So, these zeros are redundant. So, this 011 becomes 3, this 001 becomes 1, 110 becomes 6. So, 31.6 in octal. So, in this way we have converted all possible conversions between the various number systems. So, with this we come to the end. Thank you very much.